So in this video, I'm going to show you several AA powered flashlights that are amazing. Today we're looking at the Energizer Professional Hard Case series. And we're going to be looking at a work light, a multi-use light, a task flashlight, a headlamp, and a pivoting head work light. Well, thanks for coming over today and checking out another episode here at Gideon's Tactical. I am your host, Aaron, and I want to thank you guys so much for considering this video and checking this particular video out. I think it's going to be well worth your time if you're in the market for inexpensive AA powered illumination of all sorts. These things are awesome, and one of these items is the best. One of these is not so great, and there are several that do some amazing things, and I'm looking forward to showing you all that these lights can do in this video. And if you're new to the channel, I would ask you to please consider subscribing to the channel. Every week we're putting up 2 to 3 videos going in depth, talking about everything from EDC to lifestyle to tactical to outdoors and camping and adventures and everything in between, and always trying to give you guys a really good experience and helping you to always stay equipped and stay prepared with whatever life throws your way. So if you enjoy what you see in this video, I'd ask you to consider making Gideon's Tactical part of your regular YouTube experience. And finally, throughout this video, we will be going through all the different specs and all the different features that all these lights have to offer. I will have links in the description below over to Amazon. That's a great way to help support the channel, so you don't have to try and remember details or those type of things about each light. You can just click on the link below after this video, and then you can hop over to Amazon, and we'll get a small kickback from that link purchase, whatever you purchase with that link, and it helps me get out there, buy gear just like what you see here today, because I've bought all of these lights myself, had a chance to really walk through them, use them several times, and get a good feel for them so I can give you guys a full, thorough, comprehensive video. So I thank you guys for taking the time to use those links if one of these lights stands out to you and you want to purchase them at the end of this video. So with that, let's hop to the tabletop and see what these guys really have to offer and break them down individually. So we're going to kick off this series with a really cool one. Totally dig this. At first I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to get this one. After having got the pivot, we previously have done a video on this. I think this is the most versatile out of the entire pack. We will go through this here momentarily. But after having got that, I was like, all right, I'm going to try this guy out. It's going to run you about 15 bucks Amazon, and again, links throughout this entire video, about 20 bucks at hardware stores or Walmart. So you'll save 5 bucks through the links that we offer to you, or if you're in a hurry, you can run over to any hardware store that carries Energizer lights, or your local Walmart, and they should have these. Now, I guess there's some older ones floating around with 350 lumens. That is not the one that I purchased. Just make sure that you read your labels and you purchase the right models. This one is twofold. First one, bam, you hit this guy, you got a bunch of LED lights in there, 550 lumens for 8 hours off of 4 AA batteries. That is epic. And guys, this thing is a monster thrower. Literally, you throw this in one corner of a garage and you're going to have huge light throughout the entire garage. You put it in one room of your house in a blackout, you're going to be able to see the entire room easily. If you're camping, you put it at the end of your picnic table, boom, it's going to launch light everywhere. You're working on your vehicle. The thing is awesome, and basically will throw 90 to 180 degrees, just kind of depending on how you angle it, of light, really brilliant, really bright, 550 lumens for a very good distance, and works great. And again, off of just 4 AA batteries. Totally dig that. Then you hit that button again, it's going to drop it down to 150 lumens, which still works really well, and you can definitely get around in the same area that you were just in that higher lumens. You just won't have quite the detail recognition of the things that you're looking at. This thing is going to go for 40 hours. 8 hours on the 550 lumens, 40 hours on the 150 lumens. That is fantastic off of this little 4 AA batteries. Totally dig that. Then you hit it again and you turn that guy off. You can see there we have 6 LED lights in there. You can totally unscrew this whole thing, work on it, do different things like that. 7-meter drop resistance, which I have tested out on this exact light here. On all these guys, I could easily see that, 20 feet easily, 7 meters should easily be able to do it. No problem. Nice plastic, polymer, and rubberized body. Now there's some extra features. The foot, is really easy to stand. Very nice. Love that. That's where your batteries are going to go as well. You just untwist this guy and your batteries go in there. You got a lanyard hole there, so you could run shock cord or paracord through to hang it in that capacity if you want to do that. The other nice thing is that there are 2 magnets on the back here, so you can absolutely magnetize that to the car hood or to your refrigerator or any metal metal object. They're not as strong as some of the other magnets you're going to see throughout this video, but they are doable. Just make sure, you know, it's nice and secure. So that's a nice added attachment piece. Then finally, you do have this hook that extends out and rotates 360 degrees, and this thing works really, really well. Will fit on about 3/4 inch conduit is what I see it being able to do there. You know, it's a nice polymer. It flexes a little bit there, and then it just slides right back into the body. If you don't need to use it, it's not going to accidentally come out. It's nice and secure. So guys, this thing is phenomenal, regardless if you are, you know, wanting to use it just around the home for different aspects, or if you're out, you know, in the woods camping, car camping, that type of thing, or you are prepping and you want some of that extra capability at a very low price point and very easy to find batteries. I think this thing is totally killer and awesome. All right, so here is the task light. This is your basic flashlight. I originally picked this up for $11. It goes around 15 bucks. I wouldn't pay more than that for this light, but it runs off of 2 AA batteries, really well designed. Again, this whole kind of polymer construction, tough, durable, great LED lens. Totally dig that. Again, very easy to actuate button with, you know, work gloves on and heavy duty winter gloves, that type of thing. Very easy to disengage and unscrew. Nice big lanyard hole back there, and has a couple points that you can rest this thing and it won't, you know, roll, which I really like, and a rubberized cover for that lens. So if you were to drop it right on the lens, it has some protection. 7-meter drop, like all of these in the lineup. And what I really love about it, for that like $11 that I paid for it on Amazon, when you hit the button the first time, you're looking at 300 lumens. Now it does have somewhat of a focus point and then a much larger flood point. All of these lights are more like floodlights. They don't have like a really precise, you know, punching middle, you know, focus point and then flood. It's more of a flood. Now the 300 lumens is going to go for 6.5 hours, which is totally awesome. And it's going to have a distance of about 100 meters. So, you know, like a football field, you'll easily be able to see what's going on out to that distance, which I really like a lot. Good range and diameter of the throw. And then if we hit this thing again, we push it, we drop it down to 45 lumens, which is going to run for 65 hours. That is insane. And these 45 lumens, you could easily, you know, walk a trail and, you know, think for a moment about 65 hours. I mean, that's, you know, 6 days of 10 hours a day of darkness. You know, if you were stuck somewhere and you had to walk out for a week, this would give you at 45 lumens the ability to see where you're going and get to where you need to go, which is super impressive. And that will be 47-meter distance. And I would say that's pretty accurate, maybe even a little bit less of actual, you know, good visibility. And so it just has those 2 settings. So you just hit it once, high, low, done. And for under $15, 2 AA batteries, and that type of power and life output is super impressive. So if you just need that inexpensive AA powered flashlight that gives you a lot of capability and toughness and durability, this thing is totally killer, and I'm really glad that I got it and purchased it. So we're going to look here at the multi-use light. Now this is their newest addition to the Hardcase Professional line. It is a take on the older Hardcase Tactical line from Energizer. I did a review several years ago on the Romeo. It was a decent light. You know, this is the only one that I purchased, and it's very similar, has a lot of the same features, but what you'll see is I believe that the multi-use light Professional is actually a better tool overall than this one. This guy is going to come in at about $30 to $35, have 55 lumens, run off a 1 AA battery, has 2 different types of filters that you can screw in on the light. And other than that, they're very similar. The issue in comparison, in a good way, is that this guy's going to run about $18, under 20 bucks for sure. So, you know, like $15 cheaper than this guy. Run on 75 lumens, and or have 75 lumens to offer you. So it's going to be an upgrade over the 55, and it's going to run for 6 hours. And I believe that's about the same time. Maybe it was like 5 hours on the Romeo here. So honestly, aside from basically having the screw-on filters in every way, I think this is a better light. The downside for me, though, is that this is my least favorite light of the collection here because of the price point. As you have seen throughout this video, it's the most expensive out of all 3 of these. 15, 11, 15 bucks. This one running on only 1 AA battery, having the shortest lifespan out of all of these and the lowest lumens. This should have easily been like $10. Maybe over time, because it's kind of newer, it'll come down to that price point, but this should definitely be less than these 3 tools here and lights that they offer you. Now, what this has going for it is, again, 1 AA battery. You just unscrew this little bad boy right here, pop that guy in there. Again, it comes with the batteries for all these. It can absolutely stand on its own, which is nice. And with that 90-degree angle, you can absolutely kind of flood a zone. It does have a floodlight feature. That's the head. It's not really a spot. You can just kind of see there. So, it's going to throw a decent amount. The distance is not great on it. The beam distance is only 30 meters, and I would say it's probably realistically actually even less than that, more like 20 meters for what I've experienced, just where you actually get good use out of it. Now, you do have this nice clip right here. It does have 2 magnets on it, and those magnets work well. This clip will rotate 360 degrees, so you can tilt it up and down and sideways, so you can clip it onto like hats or helmets or LBE systems, MOLLE compatible systems. It does have a lanyard hole, so you could wear it on a lanyard on your chest and kind of have it throw in a general area. But for me, the low distance, the low battery life, 6 hours, and the 75 lumens, it's just not, compared to what else is on this table, this would have to be a very specific tool for me. And a very specific need. Basically, if you don't like headlamps, but you want some personal body illumination, you want to use it on a lanyard, or you want to maybe attach it to LBE, or like put it in a zipper pocket and hang it on a zipper pocket and just kind of give you a general, right in front of you, maybe 10, 20 meter, radius. Sure, it works okay. But it's just not a huge selling point for me and would be the least one that I would use. I just don't see a lot of value in it compared to what else is on the table. So now we're going to take a look at the headlamp. Really cool to see this too, lifetime warranty. This is the rugged Headlight in this hard case series. Now, this is a larger headlight that's a little heavier, a little beefier, but you're going to get a lot more power and distance than you would out of lighter weight AAA powered flashlights or headlamps. I have a lot of AAA powered lightweight headlamps. Totally dig them, but sometimes, particularly like car camping or just work around the house or construction, those type of things, sometimes the battery life is lacking or the durability is lacking. They're pretty lightweight, their joints are lightweight, and that's not the case on this headlamp. And I do want to touch on, we are looking at almost the entire collection. There are 3 other lights that are out there, a giant spotlight that's run off of AA's. These will be in the links that you guys can check out as well. I just don't really have a lot of need for that at all. These just do so much for me. There is like an upgraded version of the flashlight with like 2 lenses and 4 AA's and longer battery life and stuff that just was kind of beefy and too big for what I was looking for. And then there's a AAA powered smaller headlamp. So there are 3 other designs that we're not looking at in this. I wanted to keep it consistent with the AA features that were offered, and these are the ones that really have stood out to me in the collection, but the entire collection will be in the links below over to Amazon. So what we're looking at here, just give you the body real fast. We got 2 lenses, really good pivot head here. It's not gonna like wobble all over the place. It does have like a little adjustment here. We got 2 actuators. We got a spotlight and a floodlight that we're going to look at in just a second. It does have an over-the-top strap as well as the side band with good kind of like elastic for helmets and that type of thing, as well as kind of like a rubber. This is like a little rubber inlay on the straps to kind of keep it to grip to like plastics, like a plastic helmet or something like that, a construction helmet. Got the wire that goes all the way around to the back battery pack here. And these are all water resistant as well. This still has the 7-meter drop, and this is going to run off of 3 AA's. So that's what we're looking at here with this design. So it's definitely a little bit beefier than what you would expect out of other lighter weight, more compact flash or headlamps. So as we look at the headlamp itself here, we have 2 lenses that, from what I can tell, are the exact same. One has a diffuser on it to give you the floodlight, one does not, to give you the spotlight. So they can be run together. They both have their individual switches, which is super nice, and we'll go ahead and run through this. We're going to start with the spotlight. So when you hit that the first time, this is going to give you 325 lumens for 6 hours and 30 minutes at a distance of 100 meters. Super awesome. Really impressed with this. Definitely a good spotlight. Definitely reaches out further than most of my other headlamps that are particularly AAA powered. And for 6.5 hours at that really high lumen, I mean, this is going to really, I can really see out far, further distances, things that I need to see that are much further out than, say, just around a little campsite, something like that. So the distance that this gives you, as well as the focus point, is awesome. You hit this thing again, drops drops it down to low. That's going to be 110 lumens, which is still really impressive. A lot of AAA powered headlamps are around like 150 to 100 lumens. And this is going to go for 22 hours. So super awesome battery life on that low. And this low spotlight will absolutely, you can hike a trail. You can, definitely work around a campsite and really get, focused points, see details, that type of thing. And now we have this floodlight feature. So now you're seeing a lot more, if you don't really need a lot of detail, but you want bigger areas illuminated, that's going to be awesome. So it's not as pinpoint, not laser specific. You can just kind of flood a campsite. If you're hiking with a couple people, you're going to be able to see all the general areas that you're going. And again, you're getting that 325 lumens for 6 hours and 30 minutes. Very nice. Then you just hit that again, drops it down again to 110 lumens, 22 hours. Again, giving you that spotlight kind of, I keep saying spotlight, floodlight. So it's flooding the area, not giving you super detailed focus at this point with the lower lumens, but it will still absolutely work for any of your, around the campsite type of stuff, cooking, you're setting up a tent at night, those type of things are going to work great. Then finally, if need be, you can actuate both at the same time. I don't really see why you would need to do that. You'd be I don't really know. I would pick one or the other and kind of run with that, but they do give you that option to either have it on high or low with both running at the same time, and doesn't really affect the battery life. And again, you're getting the same lumens and all that. It's just, sending it to the 2 instead of the 1. So that is the headlamp. Really impressed for if you're looking for durability, more options than what most other flashlights will give you, and longer distances and great battery life with that 22 hours on the low settings. So this has been a little bit of a 2-day process. You can see here now I've run shock cord on the pivot light. Really like that, so I could wrap it around, say something like a tree trunk or branch or something like that if I need to, and I'm out there camping, and giving me some different angles if need be. So guys, this was the one that started it all. I just bought it on a whim at Walmart. We did a video a couple weeks ago on it, so I'm not going to go into a ton of detail. But I think that this guy is, if you're seeing value in this, and you're like, yeah, I don't really know which one to start with, I would go with this one. This would be the one to kick it off, and so you can determine, is this something as a series that you maybe want to invest in, for very little money, which is super impressive. You're going to get, I think, a lot of versatility. 2 AA batteries is what this pivot light runs off of, and it's way more compact than the work light. Still doesn't throw quite as much, as the work light does, but it's close, and basically is better than any of my AA powered camping lanterns that I own. All of my camping lanterns can't do what this guy does, as well as for working, around a job site, just taking care of the stuff around the home, backyard parties, all of that. So what you're getting here is the 2 AA's, like I said, power this thing. You hit the button the first time, boom, floodlight feature, going for about 30 meters, definitely, a campsite, a picnic ground, a room, all of that is going to definitely be thrown open wide with the 300 lumens for 5 hours. So really impressive there. The head pivots 175 degrees, which is super nice. Really like that, and it's going to stay wherever angle you point it at. It's going to do that. So again, working around the house or parties or just you name it, camping, you name it. So that's where that's going to run. Then you hit that thing again. Now you have the low setting, and this guy is going to go for 30 hours at 30 lumens, and this will be great for I'm thinking like you're working underneath the sink, and you're doing that type of stuff, or on your toilet, or you're on a campground and you are close to the light. You're not having to flood a huge area. This will absolutely do that and do a great job with that feature. Then the final feature, which is awesome, you hit it, you hold the trigger, and it floods up and down. It's modular, and then you just decide what level you want it at, you let go, and now it's stationary, maybe at 75% power or 60% power or 30% power. So you get not only extended battery life, low on 30 hours is awesome in itself, but and maybe you want more than 30 lumens, but you don't need the 300. 300 is maybe a little harsh. Boom, you can bring it down to maybe like 200 lumens, and that's a huge, awesome feature for the $15 price point that this guy goes for. Now this has a super strong magnet on the base. Obviously you can stand it up all day long. On top of that, wind's not gonna knock it over. I mean, you literally gotta like kick this thing, but that magnet is super, super strong. It is removable. If for some reason you were concerned about that, you could unscrew it and pull that sucker out of there, which is nice, but I really like that. Also, it's a great little feature for working on vehicles and that type of thing. And these things are super durable. You know, I toss this up like crazy. This is the one that I, just have kicked the crap out of. Totally functioned. I got it all the way up to that 7 meters, and then when I hit right around that 7 meters, 8 meters, I did hear some rattling after the drop, after several drops. And I took the lens apart, and some plastic mounts inside like the diffuser had broken. It has not ruined the light at all. It still works perfectly. I just cleaned out those little pieces of plastic that kind of like chipped inside the head, screwed it all back together, totally functional. We'll continue to use it for, as long as it works, for years to come probably. So these are definitely durable up to the 7 meter mark, and then right about that area, you may start to see some damage if you're dropping it all the time like crazy, and you're gonna see that with these, all these are rated for that, and if they damage, send it back to Energizer and get yourself another one, which is pretty sweet. So this though, guys, I think is the most versatile for the price that this entire series offers, and this is the one I would go with first before you go with any of the other ones. Then if you see value in this and you're loving it, try out some of these other guys, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. So folks, thank you so much for coming over here today. Please subscribe, comment, like, share this video. Love to answer any questions that you guys have in the comments below. Check us out on all the relevant social media as well. That's a great way to see what's up and coming. And finally, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.